Hey guys, Jengar here. Welcome to today's realistic review in which we are taking a look at the P.108B serie 1 sitting at 3.3 battle rating for the Italians. A fantastic looking bomber that is absolutely gorgeous to look at, but it is quite a painful experience to fly this thing out. And I'll explain to you why. Blood, sweat and tears I did for you guys here. The plane was requested by a couple of you guys, and it was about time to take a look. The maximum speed in this plane, she's not particularly fast. At sea level without web 348 kilometers an hour, and with web 365. Here we go, come on baby. Yes, let's do it. Die bitch. Oh, that felt good, that felt freaking good, man. That was the only, I repeat, the only aircraft that I shot down with this thing. Aiming is not too easy with this thing. Anyway, let's finish with the speeds. At 4,500 meters, she'll go up to 328 kilometers an hour without web, and 332 with web. And finally at 6,500 meters, which is a pain to get through. Absolutely terrible climb rate at the higher altitudes, and also terrible speed with 245 kilometers an hour without web, and 250 with web. Not the best bomber at altitude, let me say that. Top speed in a dive is 490 before she redlines, and 530 before she rips apart. The control stiffening is, well, it starts quite early, and the elevator stays functional for quite a bit, but there is no roll rate on this plane to begin with, so there is that. Stall speed in the plane is quite nice with 140 kilometers an hour, but that won't help you against fighters with worse stall speed, because all the fighters and attackers have better, or most of them have better power to weight ratio than you do. The firepower in the plane is quite bad, and the turret placement is also quite bad. There is a few absolute weak spots, like the front coming from below. From the front is completely unprotected. From the front as well, like the cockpit can be sprayed. There is one 7.7 there, if I remember correctly, in the nose, and that is just a pop gun, let's say, but it can still kill you, but it's definitely not well protected. Coming from behind and from below the wings is also devastating for this plane, and coming straight from above is also absolutely undefensible. So there's a lot of empty places where you cannot shoot with your turrets, and where you are unprotected actually. The plane has two 12.7 Breda Savat single machine gun turrets with 700 rounds per gun, two double 12.7 Breda Savat machine gun turrets with 600 rounds per gun, and also two 7.7 Breda Savat machine gun turrets with 800 rounds per gun. So yeah, 6 turrets, but placement is meh. The plane does have good bomb loads, let's say. That is the main attraction to this plane, with 34 times 50 kilogram bombs to start off with, then 34 times 100 kilo bombs. That is absolutely fantastic as a second bomb load. Then you can also equip 2 or 3 torpedoes according to your choice, which is also quite nice. Then you have 7 times 250 kilogram, and finally the mother load, let's say, 7 times 500 kilograms, which is also absolutely amazing. And you can kill 2 bases and something with this plane, which is quite nice at 3.3. Can't say anything bad about that. The ammo loads on the turrets are, well, they are average, they're alright. Acceleration in a straight line is bad. I mean, the performance in this plane is not quite good. In a dive it's below average. Energy retention in the horizontal very bad. In the vertical it's atrocious. Climb rate is also pretty atrocious, especially when you get high up. You have a very bad turn time. Even flaps do not really help. They rip off at 460, which is quite nice, but for the rest, you can't roll in this plane. It pulls to the right, it loses altitude, and you have fuel starvation immediately if you want to try to roll more than going into a turn, let's say. And but if you have to escape from a fighter, you have to roll over in. But you have to maneuver in that case, so you do have to use it sometimes. You will have some fuel starvation, but the engines will start up quite rapidly again, so there is that. Overall maneuverability is very bad. Overheating in the plane is very present, especially when using WEP and on the higher altitudes. Even without WEP, the overheating is terrible. You have to run at 90%, 95, 90%, sometimes even lower if you already used a lot of WEP to cool it off. At the lower altitudes it does cool off a little better, and it's slightly, the overheating is manageable at lower altitudes. But at the higher altitudes it's becoming a pain in the ass. Durability in this plane is decent. It can take a bit of damage, but yeah, you are gonna take a bit of damage in all cases. You get a lot of situations like this with a P-51 behind me, and you just able to use this 7.7 millimeter machine gun, and it's terrible. He's below me and you are completely unprotected except for this 7.7, which gave me 4 hits in total on this plane with no visible effect. He still keeps coming, let's say. Although we do get the opportunity to drop the last 4 bombs that I had on this base here. It is a good base bomber, let's say that, and you can also go for some on some of the map, like on Sicily. You can go for the tank column. Either one, I mean, and you can do quite nice, although the splash damage, look here, you see the problem with this cross firing that you have. You have to fire with one of the sides, and you have to focus on where the beam actually goes. And I'm going slightly to the left of his right wing, let's say. I was going for that wing, but I couldn't quite get it there. I got another hit on that wing. my so manyest hit on this plane, unfortunately. And he's shooting my actually my squadron mate, who was coincidentally in this match and not as my squad mate. It was a nice coincidence. Here another hit on the left wing this time, so I balanced him out. Left wing and right wing both hit. But no cigar, and he flies off into the sunset while I go down in a blaze of glory. But you have that a lot with this plane. So you gotta either you don't have both turrets on one plane, unless he's exactly in your convergence, which that P-61 in the beginning was. Very close to that. So then you have the full fire of 4 12.7s on a plane, and you can actually kill something. Otherwise you're working with one of these things and trying to get the beam on there, trying to aim a little bit to the right or the left of the target, so you can actually get the bullet stream on one of these guys, like I'm doing here. But he takes out the turret on that side immediately. So that is also quite nice. We get shot on fire here. And there we go. Again, blood, sweat and tears, like I said. It is not gonna be pretty or funny flying this plane. 23,000 Silver Lions, almost 2,000 research points. I'll see you in the conclusion. Hey guys, so here we are after the match. Now the P.108B serie 1, it's a nice looking bomber. I like how it looks. It is definitely a good looker. But that doesn't get you home, right? And it does have nice bomb loads. In the beginning you have that 34 times 100 kilogram bombs. The amount of columns you can attack with that is amazing, because you can just spam those things. I think you can get even more tanks with that compared to the 7 times 500, although those are nice too. But splash damage has been reduced, so they got to be right on target. Even 500 kilogram bombs cannot be put a lot next to a target, especially not an armored target, a medium tank or something. But anyway, the main problem of a bomber is the turrets, and in this case the turrets are either placed badly or don't quite work. With this cross firing problem this plane has, the main 2 turrets, the double 12.7 millimeter turrets, are quite gimped. You cannot get them both on targets unless it is exactly in the convergence of the plane, and well, that doesn't happen a lot. And you want to often shoot beyond the convergence, right? If I had it on 600 this time, you put it on 800, you already have an enemy plane shooting at you by then, both those distances. So there is that. Most of the time you want to start shooting at 2 kilometers. At least that's what I do with bombers, and you can already shoot planes down there if you practice the shooting, but there is no such thing in this plane. Very difficult, and getting to altitude is also very difficult, so you don't have that advantage. It's just a plain difficult bomber to fly, man. I don't like flying with this thing. It's blood, sweat and tears. For little rewards. You do get the base most of the time. The plane can't do that. So there's that, but yeah, I would recommend flying something else. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, become part of this community. If you are already a subscriber, don't forget to like the video, do leave me a comment, and if you really feel like helping out today, make sure to share the video with your friends and let them know about the channel.